For more incredible action figures and collectibles, including the one seen in this review, check out Lindsay's Toy Room at www.lindsays.toyroom.com. Hello YouTube, and welcome to Turmoil in the Toybox. I'm your host, Aaron Hauser, and today we're going to be reviewing the NECA quarter-scale battle-damaged Iron Man from the Avengers. This is a really cool piece that I picked up from Lindsay's Toy Room for $75 plus shipping and handling. And I gotta be honest with you, like most people, I was not super excited when I saw the pictures from Comic-Con of this guy on display, because I thought it was going to be a really basic, just a simple repaint of the previously released regular Iron Man quarter-scale figure, and I wasn't expecting much from it. But this is a very, very cool quarter-scale figure, and they actually did some individual changes that make this guy really stand out from the original release. Not only did they add the obvious Robert Downey Jr. head, which I think looks pretty decent, actually, but they also sculpted in all of the battle-damaged elements. So it's not just painted on there, there are literally chunks of the armor that have been removed for this piece. And then of course he's got the different scuffs and everything, and then like the first release, he has the closed fist attachments that you can just pop off the ball joint. And then of course he has the light up repulsors right there, and these ones are actually more of a blue color on this. And then of course the chest light, all of which are very bright. Now I got lucky, I've seen a couple of the head sculpts that have been missing eyebrows or just had little things wrong with it, but this figure I was actually very impressed with. Aside from the battle damage portions, the paint application looked really great on this guy. Give you kind of a 360 here. And then of course he's got the back flaps that retract. You can just close those down like so. And then he has the on-off switch for the chest light right there. And then the individual switches for the wrists are on the right underneath the gloves there. So overall, I was very impressed with this figure. Like I said, I didn't have high expectations, so I think that made this more of a surprise when I actually got it in person. But this is a very cool display piece, and if you were a big fan of the first Iron Man quarter-scale figure that NECA released, this guy is definitely a must-have. And at 75 bucks, that's a way better price than I was anticipating, especially from Lindsay's Toy Room, which I was very pleased to find this guy at such a low price. So, yeah, if for whatever reason you weren't able to get the first release, I would definitely pick this guy up. And if you even did get the first release and you're like, I don't see why I should probably buy this guy, honestly, with the battle damage, this guy really does stand out next to the regular Iron Man release. So, very pleased overall with this entire figure. But yeah, like I said, it's got the same articulation as the first Iron Man release figure. It has articulation in the ankles, some additional movement in the flaps right above the ankles there. Articulation in the knees, in the upper hips, waist, sort of a mid-torso point there. It doesn't have a whole lot of flexibility because of the armor, but it does move. Head is on a ball joint. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, and then of course, like I said, the flaps on the back. Now the only thing that I wasn't a huge fan of with this figure, that I had the same complaint with on the first Iron Man quarter-scale figure, was these shoulder pads. Now honestly, they look great on display, but they are very fragile, and they come detached in the box, and you just kind of have to press them into place and they snap on fairly tightly. These ones actually held on a lot better than the first Iron Man figure, but honestly, they do feel very fragile, and you got to be very careful with this guy and make sure that he's propped up nicely when he's on display, and if for whatever reason he took a dive, those would probably be the first things to go. That said, though, this guy does stand up very well on his own. I was very pleased with that. I didn't have any sort of problem with using any of the ankle articulation to get him to stand up appropriately. Excuse me. But honestly, he looks fantastic on display, and the head sculpt, give you kind of a closer look here, looks great. You've got some scuffs and everything on Stark's face. If you look closely, you can actually see he's kind of got like a bloody nose going there too. The eyes, facial hair, everything looks really good. Very pleased with the sculpt on this guy, so really, really love this figure. But that's about it for this review, actually. If you have any questions about this figure, just leave them in the comments below. And feel free to check out my other reviews on the NECA Avengers quarter scale figures, including the regular Iron Man and the Captain America quarter scale figures. So that's about it. Thanks for watching.